I want to show you guys today how we have the full circle of chicken life going on our farm today. We have everything from broody mamas to eggs in the incubator. We have mature hens, we have pullets, roosters, and we have some baby chicks still in the brooder. This area here is where we keep our mature flock. We have about 21 hens up here along with 2 roosters, 2 ducks, and a goose. This is their small coop, which is what we call a chicken tractor. And the reason we're using this particular system is because this is very easy to move to new areas where we want the girls to work for us. This is our flock that lays the eggs that we eat every day. This black copper Maran is broody, and this black Australorp is broody. You can tell she's a favorite of the roosters because she didn't like that. Because some of her back feathers are missing. You'll notice that on some of our hens. They're okay, it just means that they're favored by the roosters. I'll leave you alone now, Mama. This nesting box has been empty, but I'm kind of thinking this girl here is also broody. I have 2 more egg boxes down here because 3 just didn't seem like enough for the amount of chickens we had. There is a silver-laced Wyandotte in here. She is just laying her daily egg. Because the 2 favored nesting boxes have been filled the last few days, I have been finding eggs all over the ground because the ladies, for some reason, would prefer to just sit right down in all this thick hay and lay their eggs rather than picking one of the other less favored nesting boxes. So I just collected 5 really clean eggs, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stick them under that lady that has 3, because 3 eggs, that's a lot of work for 3 babies. I'm gonna be quick because she's still standing right there. I think she'll just get right back on them. Oops. Okay. See, there she is right there. Let's see what she does. And she got right back on. Good job, Mama. Well, we'll just let you be then. And now I'm gonna show you guys the chicks that we hatched from these here ladies just a few weeks ago. So we gathered eggs from our hens, put them in an incubator. 21 days later they hatched. Now it's been a couple weeks and this is what they're looking like now. Here they are eating like crazy chickens do. We have our guinea keats. They kind of hang back and get in there when they can. And these guys are mostly black Australorps, and then we got this one kind of random yellow one. I don't know what he's going to be. Perhaps a silver-laced Wyandotte. So I know they're acting frantic, but that's what they do when you first put food in there. These guys are going to be our meat birds, or some of them. We're just kind of wanting to experiment with doing the full life cycle of chicken raising on our homestead. These hens here are pullets. We bought them from a local farm store a few months back as couple-day-old chicks. Look at how much they've grown in just a few short months. Now this is our replacement flock for our hens up above. These girls are not laying eggs yet. It won't be that long before they start. But the hens up the hill, quite a few of them are kind of coming to the end of their egg-laying season of life. And you've always got to be kind of regenerating that process on your farm with any animal, but it's a much closer time frame with chickens because it takes them some months to start laying, and then they really have a good then they have a good 2 years of laying, but then going into that 3rd year they really don't lay much. I'm sure it's different for different breeds and for different people who have had different experiences, but that's been our experience. Our plan is that every year we'll just be raising up the next year's flock. So these breeds, I bought them specifically for certain egg-laying abilities and characteristics. The Rhode Island Red, which is right there, I got her because she is just a classic bird. She lays gorgeous brown eggs and she's a high producer. She's also a dual purpose bird, which means that we can raise them for meat as well. I mean, any chicken you can raise for meat, but they'll actually pack on some weight. A lot of the newer breed of Rhode Island Red has actually had most of the broodiness bred out of them. However, there are people bringing back the older strains of the breed and breeding back into them more of their brooding capabilities, so that, you know, you can actually find the Rhode Island Red in its older form if you want to keep Rhode Island Reds and have the full life cycle on your farm. This right here is a dark Brahma, this pretty lady, and I bought her because she's pretty, but also because they're supposed to be good mamas. Same here with this buff Brahma. I really want some good mamas in my flock, so that is why we bought them. They go broody, they raise their chicks. This lady right here is an Easter egger, along with that one right there. This one actually, who looks like the dark Brahma, or similar, is an Easter egger. We call him Eagle. Okay, so the Easter eggers I got specifically because they lay beautiful colored eggs. And I thought I was buying Americanas, but I was kind of confused when they started to come out in all these gorgeous colors. Because in my experience, Americanas are black. And I guess you have to be careful when you're buying Americanas, because if they spell the name just a little bit differently, then they're not true Americanas and they're Easter eggers. What that means is if you're trying to breed them to look a very specific way or true to type, you're not gonna get that with Easter eggers. You're gonna get a variety of colors, a variety of looks, but with Easter eggers, at least you get beautiful eggs. I've actually been completely rethinking all of my chicken setup, my chicken breeds, and I'm hoping to actually phase out of all of these breeds of chicken and into totally different breeds. Currently, the ones I'm looking into are Dominiques, which are like, they kind of look like barred rocks, and they're okay egg layers, they're great foragers, and they go broody. So they kind of have all the characteristics I'm looking for. The other one I'm looking into is the Icelandic chicken. Once again, they kind of have all the stuff in them that someone who wants a sustainable farm, that doesn't want to have to use incubators, that doesn't want to have to buy a ton of grain, they have all those characteristics. Last or first, depending on how you see it, we have eggs in the incubator that will be hatching in the next few days, actually. Okay, so the reason we are hatching these are silky eggs, and they are also known to be really good mamas. What I didn't know is that they need their own coop, because they're bantams, which means they're much smaller, and they get picked on by the other hens. I am excited about these hens. I'm not sure that I'm going to continue on with this breed now that I've read about other breeds that kind of have more of the characteristics I'm looking for all in one package. I'm not so much looking for huge production. What I'm looking for is sustainability. I'm looking for chickens that will raise their own young, that will possibly be dual purpose for meat and eggs, that will forage especially, and that will give us eggs consistently, but it doesn't have to be gobs of them.